ça va?
I'm here with the amazing Dr. Brian Clement from the Hippocrates Institute. So, Dr. Clement, you do things a little bit differently. Tell me about your vision of medicine.
Well, unfortunately, what we call healthcare and medicine today has nothing to do with health. It has more so to do with crisis management and the sales and distribution of pharmaceutical medicines. So what we really have to do is come back to the people. You know, rather than being profit-oriented, healthcare has to be people-oriented. So for 56 years, Hippocrates Health Institute, myself as a director for 32 years, has guided people back to very simple, basic, common sense principles. Positive thoughts, eating foods that are going to rebuild the body and energize you, not only on a nutritional basis, but an electromagnetic basis. Beyond that, movement and exercise and cutting-edge therapies and treatments that are non-invasive, that literally we handpick and cherry-pick from around the globe from mainstream medicine. But unfortunately, it's going to take decades for them to catch up with this because they have yet found a way to make a good profit from it.
And for people who, first of all, for people who go to the Hippocrates Institute and then leave and have to go back into real life, or for people who haven't been there, what are some tips that you have that you can just bring this form of eating into our lives just little by little?
Well, number one, we have two types of people that come to us. Serious health seekers that come to prevent premature aging and disease. And the second group are seriously ill people. So we have two answers for that. Seriously ill people have to learn to embrace this lifestyle immediately, to boost their immune system, to strengthen themselves so they can ward off death and further sickness. The second group of people that we work with, they can tiptoe, as we say, petit petit, a little bit. And so what we do is we make sure that these people, we say, okay, here's a year goal, here's 2 years goal. Now, unlike other healthcare systems and organizations, we're unique because when you graduate our program for the rest of your life for free, we counsel you. Yes. So what happens is when you leave, our medical team says to you, in a month if you're really sick, or in 3 months, or if you're not that sick, in 6 months, we want blood tests. In some cases, we need scans. And you send them back, and then we write to you no matter where you are in the world. Now, it sounds lovely, and it is lovely, but here's why we do it. To watch you like a hawk. To make sure that you're adhering to the lifestyle principles that we've shown with hundreds of thousands of people over the decades. Number two, to help to guide you in a better way. We'd love to see you, as we do thousands, getting better, improving, so we can reduce the rigidity of how you're living at that point. We're not going to go back to your old lifestyle, but reduce the rigidity. And third, and really probably the most important, is long after you and I are gone, this collects incredible data, empirical data, for future generations to do research with. Because unlike the mainstream healthcare system that usually sees people when they first become ill, we usually see people after the mainstream system has failed. And then they come to us and we have to piece that together. So we think that this is an important legacy for us to leave behind.
And I'm noticing that in America now there's this whole, in the media, they're starting finally to consider this as not some extreme way of living, but as something that everybody should incorporate little by little. Being in France now, do you see that this is starting to catch on? Do you think that France has a long way to go?
Well, it's interesting because I lived in Europe back in the 1970s, and we used to come as a refuge to France because it was so progressive. And somehow that elder generation passed on, and it got lost somewhere, and now I see your generation bringing this back again. And so I do see a lot of promise. I know that my work has been well received. Instantaneously when a book comes out, within months it's in French. I'm always well received in the French-speaking countries of the world. So I think that it's coming back. But the roots are here. I think the French people at a core with their history have good sense. And so once this takes off again, it's going to be even bigger than it was 30, 40 years ago.
And you spoke about how it's very important in the lifestyle that you teach to the link between emotions and stress and eating. And the French, it is true, while they eat a lot of cream and foie gras, they take time to sit and have lunch. They take vacation. So it's a very interesting.
Now, for two Americans, this is a unique phenomenon. You almost feel guilty in the United States when you take a holiday. Oh, I didn't go on a holiday, I was working. Where the French and even the European attitude is refreshing and more normal. I think the productivity is probably better in many of these countries because we respect and honor the people.
They would just smoke a few less cigarettes.
Well, that's true. Everyone has their vices.
Well, merci beaucoup. Thank you.